I feel it's all our responsibilities as designers of education, as teachers, teaching and learning, to create a space or to create courses that are for the diverse learner. You don't know what student is going to walk past that door into your classroom, whether they'll need hearing aid, whether they'll be on a wheelchair. So how you design your roles in your classroom, physical accessibility, digital accessibility.
Welcome to Tech Talk with WSU Tech. I'm Dr. Sheree Utash, and I am so happy to be here today to bring you today's visitor that is with us, Strap Nkoba, who is the Director of Instructional Technology. And so, Strap, for those who might not know you, tell us a little bit about your role and how your work supports the overall mission of WSU Tech.
Thank you, Sheree. My name is Strap Nkoba, as Sheree said. I serve as the Director of Instructional Technology for WSU Tech under the ITAS department. ITAS is Instructional Technology and Academic Support. And my role, for just at a high level, my job is to make sure that all the educational technology is working for the people that are using it, not the other way around. So making sure Canvas and all the integrated technology around that is functional, whether it's support, troubleshooting, or even strategizing around it.
You've been with the college quite a while. I don't know how long.
Yes. So as this August will be 10 years. I started in 2016.
So you've seen a lot of changes in technology, a lot of changes in the college.
Mhm.
And your team and what you work on kind of touches everything from Canvas to the new collab. What does a typical day look like for you? Or is there a typical day, I guess I should say?
Well, like I said, our team is very diverse. We have a support team, and as you mentioned, we have our incubator space, the collab. So a typical day is a mix of strategy, troubleshooting, and support. Support in ways of how we support our faculty as they use our learning management system. Right now, we use Canvas. And then strategy is sitting down, seeing how our ed tech ecosystem is working, if tools are working, if tools are being paid for, vendors, meetings, to problem solving. Troubleshooting, which takes a little bit of time. Let's say while we're supporting and we found a problem, the troubleshooting is the time we sit down to look and problem solve this issue that our faculty member or even our students are having with our technology.
So go back 10 years to where we're at today. Technology has moved fast,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Is technology moving faster today than it used to?
Yes, it is. It's taken leaps this past 10 years. When I joined the team, I remember the big thing was open resource.
Yeah.
And then
LERs,
Yep.
Learning Open Resources.
Right. And then it moved to accessibility in 2017, and we had to make all our front-facing content accessible. And now we're in the world of adjusting to artificial intelligence. So it's been moving throughout that type of trend. And we try to watch the trend, and we try to stay proactive rather than reactive with all the different changes in technology.
What are some of the changes that you see in maybe the challenges that faculty have in this world of keeping up, and you guys being the coaches, the facilitators, kind of the cheerleaders on the side to increase or help them get this work done in their classrooms and labs?
Well, we try to, yes, it is a challenge to some faculty, especially the ones that are not early adopters. So we try to create a culture that is, first of all, we want to bring a human element with our training. So human element meaning meet them where they are. So we do bite-sized training to meet our faculty, whether it's beginner, intermediate, to advanced, where they don't even need any help. So with that bite-sized training, hopefully, if they're starting at intermediate or beginner, we're helping them build confidence it will be a time where they'll be somewhat even tier one troubleshooters of that technology because they have gained confidence through that training. So over the years, we've had faculty walk in the door without any understanding what a LMS is to eventually helping their students in navigating a course. So that's how we approach it through our culture in our department when we are helping faculty or training faculty.
So you mentioned accessibility.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about, because I know it's a focus in instructional technology, but talk about why is that important? Because a lot of people are going to view this podcast and maybe not really understand that.
Well, accessibility is also a hot topic, and April is coming soon, and there's the ADA chapter too. But I won't get into that right now. I'll answer your question. Accessibility to me, I think of fairness.
Mhm.
I think of equity. Um, I feel it's all our responsibilities as designers of education, as teachers, teaching and learning, to create a space or to create courses that are for the diverse learner. You don't know what student is going to walk past that door into your classroom, whether they'll need hearing aid, whether they'll be on a wheelchair. So how you design your roles in your classroom, physical accessibility, digital accessibility. So it is our responsibility in any institute, not only higher ed, but everywhere, to think about accessibility when we are making decisions.
Mhm. So a big part of your work is helping support faculty. Um, how do you I know you said this while ago, and I totally believe this. You have your early adopters, your mid
Mhm.
adopters, and maybe your very latent adopters. How do you work to instill confidence in them and build them from, maybe being very reluctant to use technology to that kind of mid level where they feel like they have some confidence and being able to share that with their students? What steps do you take? What do you do?
Okay. So as hired faculties walk into the door, we have professional development trainings to help them get integrated to our system.
Mhm.
These onboarding trainings get faculty used to our systems like our LMS, our communication systems, be it Outlook, Teams, and how all that is integrated together. And then we also do have bite size or chunked trainings that we can have for our different technologies, be it Panopta, which is our video management program platform, to Simple Syllabus, which is our syllabus management
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
system. So all these bite-sized trainings that we have, together with our open house sessions that we put out periodically throughout the semester to invite instructors to come and ask questions. Um, I say that to say that we hold our faculty's hands throughout the way as they develop and build confidence and feel comfortable administering their teaching and to also eventually give our students a good learning experience.
Do you have a great story to tell about a success
Um,
that you had? Something that just stands out that was just a really great success with a faculty member, and that you were working with, and what happened?
because I would say I've seen many faculty members walk into the door from industry,
Mhm.
very good subject matter experts, um, but they do not necessarily have the teaching chops.
Mhm.
And I've seen my colleague, Diana Holiday, sit down with a faculty. And I'll give an example. Diana put in a lot of professional development hours with Diana Holiday is our instructional designer, teaching and learning center manager. Put in a lot of hours with this instructor, helping this instructor understand what classroom management is, the cadence of different milestones throughout the semester, whether it's um, uh, attendance to final grade. So I would say that's my success story, seeing how an industry person could walk into the door with no idea about pedagogy. And then we have a trainer come in and hold their hand and give them confidence and they execute. And later on, they can just do it by themselves without help or come back to Diana if they have questions.
That is the essence of the work that you do, though, because we do bring faculty that are subject matter experts from their field.
Yeah.
So they need to be those experts that come in and pass their knowledge on, but not necessarily do they have the academic background. So that's really kind of how ITAS was started. So collab, you
Collab. Yep.
have been kind of the driver of the collab since
Yes.
the very beginning. Tell everybody about how the collab started,
Yep.
where it's going, what it's doing, and what do you see going into the future?
So the collab is our collaboration laboratory. I believe the first version of the collab was put together back in 2018, and I remember we made a video.
We had that
Yeah.
covered. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we made a video of Sheree. This is the collab. It was pretty much a room that had a closet that we turned into a studio, to eventually the college giving us some institutional funding to use and expand the space into a different into our current space that we have right now in E108 at South Campus. The collab has a lot of functionalities and a lot of benefits to our students and faculty. We have immersive technology, that's AR, augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. We call that, the umbrella word is extended reality. We have 10 MetaQuest headsets inside that space. We have 2 Apple Vision Pros. We have movable media boards that allow students to sit down, collaborate. The video boards have a display screen and a camera, so you can have meetings or webinars inside that space with one of the media boards. They are writable because they are like a whiteboard. You can write on the media boards. You can write on the tables because they're meant for that type of collaboration, brainstorming that students can do. We have a self-help studio. The self-help studio, we call it the Innovation Studio. It's a studio that has a camera, display screens, sound treatment, and green screen, black screen. And you, as faculty, students can walk in, record a presentation, have a Zoom session, have a team session in a quiet space, sound controlled. We have a podcast studio. I know Jason behind the 1-2s, as they call it, helped make a podcast table for us, and so on and so forth. So the collab is a very it's a good incubator space that our students and faculty can use. And also talking about the growth of the collab, I would like to say the collab in 2023 recorded 329 bookings. 2025, we recorded 502 bookings. That's a 53% jump in bookings.
Wow.
Yes.
So it's for anybody. Anybody can come to the collab,
Yes.
right? So if I've never been there before, but I can come there, and then you guys are going to help me with all of this.
Absolutely. We have 2 awesome technicians. I'll shout them out. Sam Luttrell, Alyssa Denke White. She's our instructional technologist. Sam Luttrell is our ed tech specialist. They staff the space together with our federal work study. We are very appreciative for that. They help anyone that walks in. If you need to use any of the technology, they'll be the technical people to be on the behind the scenes to do the heavy lifting while you have a good experience when you use that space.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Students love it.
Oh, they love it. We have every month we have events, and we do interdepartmental collaborations with student engagement. So we have a lot of students coming in for our events, and we'll be passing around flyers and sending around newsletters through Zyra from student engagement to advertise our events.
So technology, we talked about this, is really changing.
Yes.
It's changing very fast. What do you see, and how are we going to keep up with it? How are we going to keep up with AI, emerging tools? How do we continue to make the collab relevant and keep up with the technology and keep up with the training? How do we do that?
First, I would like to say that we have to be practical. I know everything is about tech trend, but you cannot just go with any trend when it doesn't pertain to you, right? You have to be practical. What do we need? What do we do? How do we work more efficient? Um, and I'll go back. What as I say that, I'll say that with the tech trend, everything should be student centric.
Mhm.
I think the tech ed should all be in the student's ecosystem. So data has to be taken, or data has to be collected to see, how is the student experience. Um, you know, Sometimes technology may not be helping the student experience.
Mhm.
And you may have to go old school.
That's
You
right.
know, so all that matters. What is the student experience, and how is it helping the student centered ecosystem? But talking about AI, AI is a great technology assistant, but we also have put guardrails to protect ourselves from AI.
Mhm.
Um, and sometimes it can be a risk, it could be a data risk, it could be so many risks that come with that. So being mindful of that, putting guardrails, but also not being afraid of technology
Mhm.
doing its thing and advancing, because we cannot change. It's going to happen, and we
Mhm.
have to embrace it. Hope I answered your
Yeah,
question there.
you
Yeah.
did. I mean, technology has good and evil.
Yeah.
It always does, and it has, like you said, it has to be used for a
Yeah.
specific purpose
Yeah.
and with some kind of an outcome.
And also going back to the collab, I'll talk about immersive technology, VR, AR, pretty much XR, extended reality. This is so. This is a great way to create a kinesthetic style of learning, right?
Mhm.
I'll use clinicals, or I'll use any. Okay, let me pull it away from clinicals. Imagine a high risk job situation in the real world, but it's not high risk when you wear the headsets, and you could make those mistakes and no one is harmed. Like you're not you using VR to do surgical tech help, using VR in a hospital setting, or you know, also away from a high risk, high stake situation. Um, it allows our students to make mistakes
Mhm.
with the VR that is not so costly, but also I'm thinking about things like raw materials, right? If
Mhm.
you're welding, you have to buy all these other different things. But if you're virtually welding, though, you don't have to waste materials, because you're not, as you're learning your craft, you're using this machine to help you save money on raw
Mhm.
material, and also give you multiple reps and trials as you're learning your craft. Clinical setting, if I'm a nursing student and my clinical assignment is childbirth, and I've been sent to the hospital to experience this, and baby shows up when baby shows up.
Yeah,
With VR, you could wear the headset and
you can
experience
practice.
and practice that. So that's why, talk about tech trends and the collab. That's why we have immersive technology in there to help. First of all, the kinesthetic learner that needs to learn by applying, rather than just the theory and hearing or reading,
Mhm.
together with the other aspects of cost, and it's not high stake,
Mhm.
for lack of a better word there.
So when you look at the next couple of years, you and your team do an incredible job of really working, helping our faculty, helping students engage in this world of learning and different tools that help learning and student success. What are you the most excited about as you look at the next couple of years?
So something I'm excited about, as tech is trending and it's being applied in higher ed, I'm excited about how the diverse learner is going to receive learning.
Mhm.
And when I say the diverse learner, it could be a student that is hard of hearing, a student that is maybe visually impaired, and so on and so forth. I'm excited that technology is going to eventually help that student have the same experience as any other student that may not have,
Mhm.
for I don't know, for lack of a better word, disability.
Mhm.
um, I'm excited that technology is going to bring an equal field, the great equalizer when it comes to learning, and eventually improve the learning experience for everyone, not just one person, not just two people, but everyone.
Strap, thank you so much for the work that you do, you and your team. you know, I'm really excited that you got to come on today and really talk about all the good work that all of you are doing, because you are an incredible support to the success of our students and to the success of our faculty. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Appreciate the invitation.
And that's the end of Tech Talk with WSU Tech. We'll see you next time.